Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today is, I don't know what day it is anymore, honestly. It's like Thursday. Baby boy is almost 2 weeks old, and today I am just going to talk about my birth story. I see a lot of people make videos telling their story about when they went into labor and delivery, so I wanted to share my story. So on Thursday the 10th, like as I was sleeping going into the 11th, I couldn't sleep. Like I just kept feeling random pain, and I'm just like, okay, maybe I just need to poop or something. So I kept getting up in the middle of the night going to poop. I'm like, okay, I still can't sleep. And then I woke up super early the next day, and I'm just like, I'm in a whole lot of pain. So I started timing my contractions, but they weren't close. So I'm just like, oh, it's probably nothing, just probably my Braxton Hicks that I normally feel. And then like I had to poop so many times that day. Like I ain't never pooped so much in one day. So I just kept having to go to the bathroom, and then I'm just like, oh, let me just take a warm bath, maybe that'll help out. So I took a bath for a while. Didn't really help much. Then I was like, okay, I didn't get much sleep, so I'm gonna just go lay down. Still couldn't sleep, so I'm just like, okay, what if this is, you know, me going into labor? So I called my boyfriend, and I'm just like, hey, we should go to the hospital. So we got to the hospital, checked into triage, and then they put me on the monitors, and we were there for maybe like 2 hours or so. We packed our bags and stuff before we left because we didn't know like if we were gonna be staying. So brought our stuff, sitting there. They're monitoring my contractions. They checked to see how dilated I was, and when I went in, I was 1 centimeter. And by the time they were done monitoring me, they're just like, oh, you've only increased to a 0.5 centimeter. So it's only 1.5. So they're like, technically you're not 39 weeks until tomorrow, which was the 12th. So we can't technically keep you here because you're still 38 weeks and you're not dilated enough. So the doctor who was working with us, she's like, just come back tomorrow. You're 39 weeks. They're not going to turn you away, even if you're not more dilated. Or just come back tonight if you start feeling more contractions or if they start getting closer. So I'm like, okay, we're just going to come back tomorrow. Had a baby tomorrow, whatever. So we get home. I was able to eat, and then it's like, okay, let me just bounce on my yoga ball, which I got a yoga ball that same week, maybe like Tuesday, and I was using that every day. I was watching TV, just sit on there, bounce up and down, do some little rolls that I saw on YouTube, and I felt like it was helping out a lot. So I felt like the baby was getting lower, so that's why I was using that. So that night when we were home, I used that while I was having my contractions. I drank some red raspberry tea, which is supposed to help with labor. Like something about, it doesn't make you go into labor, but I guess it helps your uterus in some kind of way. I don't really know. I just saw it on Baby app that I use, and I drank some and then went to lay down, but it was just too painful. So I was timing my contractions. They were getting a lot closer. So we grabbed our bags again, and I'm like, okay, let's go to the hospital. So we get there, get to the room again in triage, and I was just so annoyed. Like my mom kept trying to call me and talk to me. Everybody wanted to keep texting and calling. The doctor kept talking to me, and I'm just like, why does this man keep talking to me? If I'm in pain, leave me alone. So yeah, I was in there for, I don't even know how long I was in there, because I just kept having contractions really close. And then he's like, okay, we're gonna send you up to labor and delivery. And he's like, are you getting an epidural? And I'm like, no epidural. And he laughed at me. I'm like, what are you laughing at? And he's like, oh, well, once you get your water broken, it's gonna be so much more painful, and you're gonna wish you had one. So the contractions were very painful. So I'm just like, you know what? I know I said I wasn't gonna get an epidural, but I can't take this pain. And I ended up getting an epidural and taking morphine. The morphine didn't help. They gave me that before the epidural. They gave me, I don't know, the epidural probably like an hour or two later. At the epidural, it did not feel how I thought it would feel. I thought it was gonna feel like a sharp needle just going in my back. I don't even remember how I felt, but it didn't hurt. I was kind of scared because I'm like, people always say like, oh, you should try to do natural and you should try to stay away from epidural because you'll feel stuff after. Well, I see certain people say that, and certain people just like, go get the epidural. So it wasn't bad. I got the epidural and I did not feel anything for hours. And I could see my contractions going up and down on the monitor, and I did not feel any of them. So the doctors kept checking to see how dilated I was, and I got to like 7 or so, and they're like, okay, we're gonna try getting you into different positions. So they gave me a peanut ball to put in between my legs, and so they would turn me on the side and put me in different angles so we can get the baby more down and into the position that he needed to be to come out. It was really weird because I couldn't feel my legs. I couldn't feel anything from like the lower part of my belly down, and my legs just felt like freaking sandbags. And so they did that. I don't even know how long they did that, but later around like, he was born at like 3, so maybe around like 1 or so, they're like, okay, we're gonna start pushing. So you pretty much, my boyfriend was on one side holding one of my legs, and then I had to hold the other leg. Occasionally the other doctor would come and hold one of my legs. And so you would think that you're squeezing baby out of your vagina, but no, they tell you squeeze like you're pooping. And I didn't know what I was doing. So I just kept, I don't know, they kept telling me to take a breath and breathe all kind of ways, and I didn't know what I was doing. So it took way longer than it was supposed to. He could have been out way earlier, but I don't know how to breathe apparently, and I don't know how to push because I couldn't feel anything down there, so I didn't know what I was doing. So it was really painful because my epidural wore off, not all the way, but I could feel some of the pain in my belly and in my back. So it was really painful getting it out. Not getting it out. It was really painful doing all the pushing. I threw up a few times while I was pushing. I pooped. It was a lot going on. I just felt like I went to a whole nother world, and then I woke up and the baby was out. Like, it was pretty crazy. Like, pushing probably was the worst part of everything. Even though the contractions were really painful, I think pushing was the worst. Yeah, so it took about 2 hours to get him out, and I opened my eyes and it was like a room full of doctors, because originally it was just 2 doctors, me and my boyfriend, and I opened my eyes and it was all these people in there. Baby like comes out. When he came out, it felt really weird, and I looked and I was like, oh crap, there's a baby there. And then he wasn't crying, and I'm like, oh my god, why is he not crying? And the doctor did something, and then he cried, and then they did all their little doctor assessments and stuff, and yeah, everything was fine with the baby. And we cried a lot. I cried a lot. My boyfriend cried a lot. The baby was crying, and then I was able to breastfeed him right away. He latched right on. It was really cool. And then after that, they transferred me over to the, I don't know what they call the other room, but I guess that's just the after labor room that we go to. So the doctors came in and they told me that I lost a lot of blood. I think it was the same night or the night after. They told me I lost a lot of blood during delivery, so I had to get a blood transfusion, so that I had to be hooked up to this little thing and get 2 bags of blood pumped into me. And so that caused us to have to stay another night. And then as the doctors kept monitoring me, my blood pressure kept going up, and I noticed that every time I was breastfeeding, my heart would just feel like it's about to freaking explode, or my chest felt like it was about to explode. Like, it was just beating super fast every single time I breastfeed. And then it just so happened that they would come and check my blood pressure right after. So I just assumed that breastfeeding was, I don't know, just making me feel really weird. And so we ended up having to stay 2 extra nights. I ended up having to take blood pressure medicine. We didn't go home until Wednesday afternoon. So we got to the hospital on Friday. We didn't leave till Wednesday. It was very annoying having to be there every day, but I'm glad we were there just in case something went wrong with me, and I was able to get the medicine that I need to get my blood pressure in control. And yeah, it was a crazy few days, but everything ended up being perfectly fine. Baby is healthy, I'm healthy. I think, I don't know, I'm still taking medicine. Yeah, we're home now. It's almost week 2 and everything is fine. We're having a good time bonding with the baby. My boyfriend is off work for 6 weeks, but everything has been wonderful. I love being a mommy, and I have the best boyfriend in the world. He's so helpful. He has been helping out so much, letting me sleep and feeding baby, changing diapers. I mean, that's his job too, but like, there's a lot of deadbeat daddies out there, and I'm glad I ain't got no deadbeat big daddy. But yeah, I wouldn't trade any of this. Like, it's wonderful. It's a dream come true. Like, I never thought that I'll be in this position right now, but I'm so glad that I am, and I can't wait to see baby boy grow and to continue this journey to motherhood. So yeah, we're enjoying having our family time, spending time with each other during these few weeks, and watching baby boy grow and watching his little smiles and feeding him and changing his poopy diapers, because he likes to poop a million times a day. And people were not lying when they said that babies go through a bunch of outfits a day. I think probably the most in one day that he's went through was like 6, probably more. He pees on himself a lot. I don't know if it's the diapers we're using or what it is, but yeah, other than that, everything's wonderful. I will make another video soon showing baby. He's sleeping right now, but I'll show him really quick. But we're gonna do another video just showing and talking about baby Soul. And thank you guys for watching, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I need 25 more people to just get into 100. Come on, y'all. I see y'all watching these videos. All you gotta do is just click subscribe. It's not that hard. And like the video.